Some folks claim the Wild West was tamed 100 years ago. They've clearly never walked through the automatic doors of a big box store on a Saturday night. Those doors swing open like saloon shutters, and the moment you cross the threshold, you know you've entered a lawless land. The parking lot itself is a battlefield, wagons circling for a spot, tumbleweeds of receipts drifting past, and renegades leaving carts stranded in the middle of the trail. I tied my buggy up by the entrance, gave it a little shake, and sure enough, the wheel wobbled like a drunk cowboy on 2-day-old whiskey. Figures. Inside, it was chaos. The clearance aisle was a dusty main street, and two outlaws were squaring off over the last $2.99 crock-pot. Kids were hollering like coyotes. One lady was guarding the frozen pizzas like they were gold bars. And some fella in pajama pants was dragging a cart so overloaded, it looked like a covered wagon bound for Oregon. I wandered into the produce section, which felt like the desert, all shriveled onions and lonely tomatoes. A fella in a cowboy hat was squeezing melons like he was choosing a horse at auction, muttering under his breath about prices higher than a buzzard's nest. Then came the electronics corral. Every screen flickered like campfires in the dark, and a mob of settlers had gathered around a poor clerk who clearly regretted ever taking the job. The smell of burnt popcorn from the microwaves on display gave the air a certain frontier authenticity. By the time I hit self-checkout, I thought maybe I'd survived the worst of it. But that's where the real sheriffs of a big box store make their stand. The machine barked at me. Unexpected item in bagging area. My heart dropped. Folks stared like I'd just robbed a stagecoach. An attendant ambled over, moving slower than molasses in January, scan gun holstered at her hip. She looked at me like she was wondering if I belonged in her town at all. Finally, I wrangled my groceries back to the lot, dodging stray carts rolling free like stampeding Mustangs. By the time I threw my bags in the truck, I felt like I'd survived a showdown at high noon. And as I pulled out onto the open road, I tipped my hat to the flickering big box store sign and muttered to myself, "This town ain't big enough for the both of us."